Okay, so basically what I got is a just a basic wall here. What I want to do is move this block and this block to match up with this block without changing the distance of the top right there. I want to keep that the same. I could drag each block individually, or I could just use the vertex tool. So I got to select both of these, and then over the top view, figure out which one it is. Click and drag a box. And what happens when you click and drag a box is, if you were looking down on it from the top view, just like so, everything that's inside that box, all the way through whatever you have selected, all those points will be selected. So if I just did these two top parts right here, just everything through the top, it's like you're cutting all the way through, or selecting all the way through. So I want all four of these, and now I'm just going to use my arrow keys, and depending on what view your mouse is over is going to dictate the direction of the block travel. Like I'm over the top view, the up arrow is going to make it go up, down, left, right. Same thing with the side view. If I got it over the side view, it's going to make it go up, down, left, and right. So if I hit the down key, you'll see this goes down in this one. Where in the top view, it's actually going to pull it to the one side or the other, up and down. If I were to use a selection tool and I drug these two blocks up to meet that, this distance right here would have changed. And so with this distance, and if these blocks weren't lined up on the end, that distance would have also changed. So that's one way to get around that. Another thing the vertex tool is useful for, say I have a little hallway here and I want to move it. Just select the blocks. Say I want it closer to this hallway. I select the blocks that I want to use, select my vertex tool, and click and drag a box, and again it just goes all the way through whatever you select. Like if I were to go to a side view here and just select these top two, it's just going to go all the way through whatever you select. That's basically all it does. But okay, so I select the top view, so now I have the top ones and the bottom ones, and I just want to move this little hallway thingy closer to this hallway thingy without changing anything else. I just use the arrow keys, and I can put it as close to that as I want. The click and drag also works as well. It's a little more touchy and harder to get it to, exactly where you want it. It's definitely faster. One disadvantage to using the arrow keys as over the click and drag is your undos. Every time you hit an arrow key, that would be one undo, two undos, three undos, four undos, five, etc., etc. And as you can see, you would use up your undo option rather quickly on one large move. So that's how you can use the vertex tool for something to that effect. Another thing the vertex tool is useful for is, say I get a porch here, and I got a porch here, and the vertex tool, what it does is it allows you to move without changing the angles. Like this block here, if I were to click and drag that with the regular tool, you'll see this angle right here will change. So if I click and drag, you can see that angle got much steeper, or you know what I mean, stretched out. Edit, undo, and the same thing happened with that one. But now if I use my vertex tool to move that, you'll see that whoops, depending on the view you're over, that's a good lesson right there. You'll see that angle stays the same no matter what you do. It's kind of useful. other cool thing, the vertex tool. It's a big time saver. Say I wanted to make this porch and steps here the entire length of the house, so I wanted it to run the length of the house. I could move each block individually with the selection tool, but it's way easier to grab the vertex tool, highlight the block, the points that you want to move. I'm just looking at the top view, looking down. I want to move that left side of the porch all the way over. And I'm just going to hold the arrow key down until I get it where I want it, which is somewhere right there is good enough. We'll do the other side of the porch here. And as you can see in the 3D view here, the front of the porch is now the length of the house. Back over here, okay. This will be. I'll put that in another tutorial thingy. Going to show you some advanced techniques and stuff.